Hey, hello students. I am here, your science teacher. So again, we are here to discuss the second chapter of the 8th standard known as the microorganisms friend and foe. Okay. In the last class, we discussed about the viruses, the bacteria, fungi. So these all things we discussed already about. What are their properties? What are the characteristics are there? We discussed everything. So today we are going to discuss about the food preservations, right? So what do you mean by the food preservation and what is the need of doing the food preservation? So the question is that you may have observed that during the day-to-day life, every day, what you're going to see, especially in the summer cases, okay, I'm going to take the summer season case. In that period, you are going to see that our food, what we are going to prepare, that will get the bad smell and bad taste. So the question is why? Why it will happen so? Why our food is getting spoiling? Why our food is getting the smell? Why it is getting the bad taste? If you are tasting that spoiled food, you will taste that it is sour in taste. So why these all things are happening? And who is responsible for all these things? Whether the heat is responsible because it is occurring very much in the summer season compared to the winter season and the cold season. So right, then who is responsible? Whether the heat is responsible or who is responsible there? So we are going to discuss about that only. If our food is getting spoiled means the main responsibility goes to the microorganisms, right? Okay. So who is spoiling our food? They are the microbes are there. They are going to spoil our foods. Then why it occurs in summer season that much in a high rate? Simple. During the summer, the heat of the environment will be more. So those microorganisms they required heat for their faster division of their cells. They will multiply faster in the presence of the heat. So they required heat for their multiplication in a very fast manner. So the reason summer time, what happens means during the heat in the environment, the microbes will multiply very rapidly in the food, and as a result, within a very short period of time, 4 to 6 hours only, what they are going to do, they are going to spoil our food. Then what we are going to do? The simple process, we'll keep the food in the fridge, refrigerator. What is the need of keeping the food in the refrigeration? The heat is needed for their multiplication of the microbes, right? So if you're keeping the food outside or in the open area, you can see that in our room only. If you're keeping that in the room temperature, the temperature of the food will be increased because during the heat, the summer season, the temperature will be increased as usual. But when you take the food and when you keep in the refrigeration temperature is below 0 degree Celsius or the 0 degree Celsius. So in that a chamber, what happens means they will not get the heat, and as a result, what are the microbes will be remain in the food item, they will not multiply, and as a result, our food is going to preserve them. Means simple, who is responsible for our food spoilage? Whether the heat is responsible, whether the cool is responsible, who is responsible? Nobody is responsible except the microorganisms. These are the organisms, they will spoil our food. Then what do you mean by the food preservation? Right? We learned what is the food spoiling and how it will spoil. Now we'll discuss about what is the food preservation. It is nothing but it is the process of preventing the spoilage of the food items by the action of the microorganisms. It is called as a food preservation, right? What is the food preservation? It is nothing but it is a process of preventing the spoilage of the food items by the action of the microorganisms is called as a food preservation. If they asked what are the methods of food preservation, you can tell that vacuum packing, you can tell that refrigeration. So this filling the or replacing the air by the nitrogen. So this all comes under the food preservation. Then the question is how the our food gets spoiled. Microbes or the microorganisms acts on the food and they will spoil them. How they are going to spoil? It may be asked in a 1 marks. How our food gets spoiled? Simple. The microorganisms will act on the food or the food items and they will spoil our food. So this spoiling of the food will be greater as the temperature increases. So means the spoiling of the food again depends upon the temperature of the environment. If the temperature is more, the spoiling rate will be higher. If the temperature is low, the spoiling rate will be lesser. That's the reason we can keep the food items for a longer period of time in the refrigeration. What is the need of keeping the refrigerator in a house is only to preserve the food from the spoilages. So right, so that is nothing but the food preservation. So what method we are doing in our home, that is we are keeping the food items in the refrigeration, that all comes under the food preservation. Okay, one more time, what is the food preservation means? It is a process of preventing the food items, spoilage of the food items by the action of the microorganisms or the microbes is called as the food preservation. So now we'll discuss about what are the methods of food preservation. We discussed what are the food preservations. It is nothing but the process of preventing the spoilage of the food from the action of the microorganisms is called as food preservation. Now which method we are going to use for the food preservation? There are the three methods are there. First one is the chemical method, second is the heat and cool treatment, and third method is the storage and packing. So these are three methods are there of the food preservation. Now we'll discuss one by one about each method how they work. So first we'll discuss about the chemical method of food preservation. So right. So discussing about the chemical method. Chemical means they are the chemicals only. They are made up of the components, right? The elements will be there and they are made up of the elements, and the chemicals are made in the labs. Simple. They are the man-made things, and even some of them are occur by the nature also. So now the chemicals method means the chemicals that controls the growth of the microbes on the food are called as a preservatives. It is a very important definition for 1 marks. Remember, what are preservatives? Preservation, it is preservatives, right? What are preservatives? Means these are the chemicals that control the growth of the microbes on the food. They are called as the preservatives. Simple. If I going to tell one example means the milkman, right? When he is going to give the milk to your home, he will take actually from the village. So during the time gap, he may take sometimes 1 or 2 hours, right? What he will do means due to save from the spoilage of the that milk, or the milk will convert fastly into the curd. What he is going to do? He is going to add some little amount of the baking soda. So the baking soda is again the chemical, right? So adding of that baking soda will reduce the uh, growth of the microbes. Which microbes are present in the milk? They are the lactobacillus are there. So those lactobacillus, they are going to stop. Their growth is going to stop by adding little bit amount of the baking soda. So that will call, or that is going to called as the preservatives. Simple. What are the preservatives? They are the chemicals that control the growth of the microbes on a food items. They are called as the preservatives. Then which preservatives? Some examples are there. Sodium benzoate. It is also the chemical preservative. Next is sodium metabisulfate. This is also the food preservative. Salt, the common salt which you are going to use, that also the preservative, and even the edible oils. That is also the food preservatives. You may have known, or you may have seen that the people are going to use the salt for the food preservatives. Like example, the common salt is used as a preservative in pickles. Have you ever wondered how our pickle will survive that much long period of time? Even 1 month, 2 months, how it will survive? What is the component used in that one to carry out that pickle on that long duration without spoilage? So, right, what we are going to do actually, if you seen the process of making the pickle, you go and check once, right? You maybe know, or if you not seen means go and check if they are doing the pickles of a lemon or that maybe the mango. Go and check what they are going to do. First process is they are going to cut. I have seen that one. First process they are going to cut into the small pieces. After one, they are going to mix those all pickle pieces or those all fruit pieces in a salt. and after putting the salt or applying the salt, they are going to place in a jar for 1 to 2 days. Right. Means that salt is going to preserve the food for its spoilage. Means salt will kill all the microbes or they'll stop all the microbes that are present on the food. So treatment of salt is one of the best food preservative which you are going to use in the making of the pickle also. What I'm saying, you go and check this one, how the pickle is made. Before making the pickle, the first thing they are going to do, they will cut the mango or the lemon in the small pieces. Then after they will apply it with the salt. Then after they will place that item in one jar. Okay, that a pickle jar will be there. In that one, they will keep for 1 to 2 days. Then after only they will treatment. They will apply the all the masalas and oil. These all things. So means the salt, the common salt is acting here as the food preservatives. It is also used to preserve the meat and fish. How we are making the pickle in the same manner, even it is used to preserve the meat and fish also. So how it is going to preserve the meat and fish? So if you want to take your meat for a long period of time, or you are in an area where the meat is not available daily, like the fish maybe or the meat maybe, that may be anything meat. So that meat is not available daily purpose, daily in your area, then you can take the meat and you can preserve that meat for a 1 to 2 weeks also. How? Simple. You just take the meat and cut in a small pieces, then apply with the salt, just give the hot heat treatment for 1 to some hours only. Then after you can preserve that meat or the fish for a long period of time. Means anytime if you want to eat meat, means you can take that and you can eat. You can just try it. So the common salt is here using as a food preservative. So that is the first chemical that is going to use. Then sugar also. The sugar is used to preserve the jams and jellies, right? The small children, they like to eat the jams and jellies very much, which are comes in a packet. Then you have you wondered how the jams and jellies will live for a long duration of time, right? Maybe 1, 2, 3 months also they will live without any spoilage. Then how it is possible? Our home food will not survive even 2 days also, 1 day also, 24 also. Then how these food will survive that much long duration? I have just read one article. In that article, you may be seen about the army foods, right? The army food, once if it is packed, means that army food can live without its spoilage up to the 8 years. How it is possible? A food can survive 8 years. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. By using the food preservatives, we can take the duration of the time, or we can stop the growth of the microbes that is going to spoil our food. I have read that article, this military food article in one of the magazine, right? So these all things here again the sugar is working as, or the sugar is using as the food preservative. The sugar item present in the jams and jellies, it's going to prevent the jams and jellies from its spoilage. Our jams and jellies, they are sweet to taste, and even it is not going to give only the sweet in taste, even it is working or acting here as the food preservative. The sugar in that jam and jelly is going to preserve that food for a long period of time. Then oil and vinegar. In our side, we will not use the vinegar in that much high quantity, but in the different countries like the China, Taiwan, these all countries, they are going to use this vinegar in a more quantity. In all foods, they are going to insert the vinegar, right? And even the oil, we use the oil. So oil and vinegar are also used as the food preservatives in pickle and vegetables. So you maybe know that the pickles is again made up of the oils. They are fully covered with the oils. Then what is the function of that oil? Again, the oil is working here as a food preservative in the making of the pickles and even the vegetables also. Means these all are called as the food preservatives in the chemical method. What is the first method? It is the chemical method. In that one, what is the chemical method of food preservation? Here the chemicals are there that are going to stop the growth of the microbes on the food, and those chemicals are called as the food preservatives. Which are the chemicals there? These are the chemicals. sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfate, salts and edible oil. Even the sugar, salt, oil, vinegar, they all are called as a food preservative. It may ask in 2 marks or 1 marks in the examination. Right, very important question. What are food preservatives? Give some example. Like this question, it may be asked or arise in the examination. What you have to write? Simple. The food preservatives are nothing but these are the chemical that control the growth of microbes on the food. Example, sugar that prevents the that is used in the prevention of the jams and jellies, the salt and also the oil and vinegar. So this all comes under the chemical method. Now we'll discuss about the second, that is heat and cool treatment. Now the second method is the heat and cool treatment. First we'll discuss about the heat treatment. In the heat and cool treatment, first heat treatment comes as the boiling, right? We know that what is the boiling? The boiling is nothing but uh, the boiling of a liquid help in killing microbes present in it. Means boiling is on one method. Again, in the method of the food preservation, you maybe know that when you take the milk, that may be the package or that may be from the dairy, you are going to heat that milk. Why? What is the need of heating that milk? Simple. The heating of the milk will help in killing the microbes. If you are not heating the milk, you do the practically today. You take the milk and don't heat it, keep it as usual, right? And after some time, 1 or 2 hours, after 1 2 hours, you just do the tea of that milk. What will happen? It is going to spoil very easily, right? So without a treatment of the boiling or the heat treatment, you cannot preserve the liquid items. Like what happens means, if our area side water is not that much good quality, like that contain the amount of the microbes and that is going to give us the diseases, means some of the common diseases, then what happens means, we used to give the suggestion of boil and drink, right? Boiling of the water, again it will kill the microbes present in it. So means this is the method of preservatives. The heat treatment is nothing but it is a method of boiling the liquids that helps in killing the microbes present in it. Example, boiling of the milk and the water comes under the heat treatment, right? Then the second method is the pasteurization. This is a very important for your future also. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is nothing but it is the technique of preserving milk. What is pasteurization? It is the technique of preserving milk in which it is boiled about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds only. What is pasteurization? It is the technique of preserving milk in which the milk is boiled about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. Chilled nothing but suddenly it is cooled, very fastly it is cooled up to the 0 degree Celsius maybe, right? That process we are going to call as the pasteurization. Means heating, then after suddenly it's cooling. So that process we are going to call as the pasteurization. It is a very important definition for your syllabus. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization is a technique that is the food preservation of the milk only. It is used for the preserving the milk only, in which what we are going to do, we are going to do the boiling of the milk at about 70 degrees Celsius only for 15 to 30 seconds only. Then after suddenly we are chilling that milk which is boiled there, then after when it is cooled suddenly, then it is stored in the packages. So that process we are going to call as the pasteurization. In the heat treatment comes under the boiling, and the cool treatment, that is the pasteurization. Heat treatment is the boiling and the cool treatment is the pasteurization. Boiling nothing but boiling will kill the microbes present in the food items. Another example is the boiling of the milk. Pasteurization nothing but it is a technique of preserving the milk when it is boiled at the 70 degrees Celsius only for 15 to 30 seconds. Then after it is cooled very suddenly, then it is stored. That process we are going to call as the pasteurization. So now we'll discuss about the third method of the preserving food, that is the storage and packaging. Now the third and last method of food preservation is the storage and packing, right? So in the storage and packing, we have seen the dry fruits and the vegetables, right? If you go and take the dry fruits, they comes under the packaging items. So how they are going to again preserve, right? The dry fruits and vegetables are stored in a sealed airtight packets to prevent microbial attacks. So, what is there in the air? Right. We already discussed that the microbes are present around us. Around us, nothing but even they are present in the air also. So, if the air contain the microbials or if the air contain the microbes, if you are filling the air in packets, what happens? Even the microbes will enter into the packet, and as a result, when they are sealed, means those microbes will increase their population, right? So as a result, they are going to attack on the food present in the package, and the food is going to getting spoiled. So that method is not good for the food preservation. What we are going to do, we are just doing the airtight sealing. Means the air should not go inside the packet like the sealing we are doing for the preserving the dry fruits and the vegetables, right? Or even some extent, what we are going to do, we are just replacing the air by the nitrogen. The nitrogen is again one of the food preservative. So we are going to replace the air and fill with the nitrogen. And even some cases, what we will do, we will just do the vacuum packing. The vacuum packing is again one of the method of food preservation. What is mean by vacuum packing? Vacuum nothing but the place where air is absent. What do you mean by vacuum? The place where air is absent is called as a vacuum. Means if you are doing the vacuum packing, means we are doing the packing without the air. So you may have seen some of the food packages, they are they will not have any kind of the airs, or even you eat on the chips items, they have filled with the one of the gas. That gas is not a air, that gas is the nitrogen. Like the Lays, you are going to eat some of the packets which are there, they're filled with the air. We will say sometimes that only the 5 6 or some of 10 only the chips are inside, but it is filled with that much of the air. They are doing cheating with us. It's not like that. It's not a cheating, it is the filling of the nitrogen for preserving our food items. If you are filling with the air, that air will contain the microbes, and what microbes will attack our food and it will spoil. It is no matter of packaging that one, because our food is going to getting spoiled. So what we are going to do, we are just replacing the air by the nitrogen. Which gas you are seeing in your Lay's packets, in your Kurkure packets, that is not the air, that is the nitrogen. If you want to check that how the air will spoil the food, you just do, you take the packet of one of the Lay's packet, right? You just take one pin and just make a hole in some way and keep it for some days. After that, you can just check that the chips will get the bad smell and the bad taste. That is because of the air will enter into the packet, and as a result, with the air, even the microbes will enter into the packet and they are going to attack our food, and as a result, our food is going to getting spoiled there. So the method, we are just doing the in the dry fruits or the vegetable packing, what we are going to do, we are just doing the sealed air tight packets to prevent the microbial activities, right? So means the air should not be enter into the packets. That is the reason we are doing the sealed airtight packages to prevent from the microbial attacks. So these are the three methods of food preservation, very important for the 2 marks in your examination purpose. So what the question will ask? What is food preservation and what are the methods of its preservation? Simple. The food preservation is the method of preventing the microbial activity on the food items, and we have the three methods of the food preservation. First one is the chemical method, where we are going to use the chemicals, like example salt, vinegar, sugar, sodium, these all things they are going to use there as a chemical method of the food preservation. And in the heat and cool treatment, in the heat treatment, what to discuss? We discussed about the boiling of the heat of the milk, and in the cool treatment, we discuss about the pasteurization. So the pasteurization, what is the pasteurization means? It is a method in it is going to use only for the milk preservation only. At the 70 degrees Celsius, the milk is going to boil, and as a result, it is boiled only for 15 to 30 seconds, and suddenly it is chilled and stored. So that process is called as a pasteurization. And the third method we studied about the storage and the packaging. How we are storing the food, how and how we are packaging. The packaging is done by the sealed airtight packagings. So these are three methods very important for your exam purpose. So up to this we discussed about the microorganisms, right? So now we'll discuss about the friendship nature of the microbes, right? That is a very important. How the microorganisms are helpful for us, or what are the importance of the microorganisms in our day-to-day life. So where the microorganisms are used and how they are going to help us in our survival. So right. So in the food industries, the importance of the microorganism, the first importance is in the food industries. Around there are 6 to 7. The importance are there. We'll discuss one by one. So first I'm taking the in food industries. The first importance of the microorganisms in the food industries and how the microorganisms plays a very important role in the food industries. You have heard about again now only about the lactobacillus. What is lactobacillus? Lactobacillus is the bacteria, right? Bacteria nothing but it is a microorganism only, microbe only. So the lactobacillus is the bacteria. Where it is present? What is the mean of lacto? Lacto is the scientific name of milk. Means this is the bacteria present in the milk. That name is lactobacillus. Then what is the importance of this bacteria called lactobacillus? Actually, in the food industries, how the lactobacillus is acting as a friend. Simple. Our milk is there, right? So I not only need the milk, even I need the curd also. In the many things, we need the even curd also. Then who will responsible or who is responsible to convert milk into curd? That is the bacteria. Which bacteria? Lactobacillus. Means this is the bacteria helping me to convert milk into the curd. That is the reason it is become my friend, or it is useful for the humankind because it is helpful for us, which is converting milk into the bacteria. Then the question is, sir, if your milk has the bacteria that is name is the lactobacillus, if you're drinking the milk, then what will happen to our body, whether we will have some of the diseases or not? Because before only the milk contains the bacteria, the name of the milk bacteria is the lactobacillus, and we are taking the milk every day. So what happens if you are taking the lactobacillus bacteria? What will happen to our body? Actually, they are not harmful for our bodies. They are friendly type. We said already they are not harmful. The friend means they are not harmful. So these bacteria present in the milk, they are not harmful. What they will do? They will just help for us. Which help is converting milk into the curd. Means what is the first importance of the bacteria lactobacillus is the function of the lactobacillus is it converts milk into the curd. So that is the first importance in the food industries. Then second is yeast, right? Yeast is again one more a microorganism which is used in the preparation of the breads, pastries and the cakes. So, if you have eaten the cakes, the bread which is very famous in making the cakes, and even though you will use the pastries also, that is which is covered to the bread of the cake. So, what is mean by these all things and how they are prepared? They are prepared by one of the microorganisms called as the yeast. Again, yeast is one of the very important microorganism that is used in the food industries. Actually, if you want to prepare the bread without yeast, it is not possible to make like that porous or a smooth kind of the breads. Without the action of the yeast, our bread will be like the stick, that much hard they will be. How our bread is that much spongy. You check your bread which is prepared very freshly, how it is spongy. And if you just make the two pieces, you will see that there are the porous like the bread is there, very spongy, very smooth. How it is prepared? Simple question. How it is prepared? That much smooth breads. That's only because of the action of the yeast. So in the night time, the preparation of the dough which is used to preparation of the breads and the cakes, before that preparation of the dough, after it's mixing all the things, so what they are going to insert, they are going to add the yeast that is not present in the dough. The extra they are going to add the yeast. So when it is going to added by the yeast, that dough they will keep for the whole night. So when that the dough will keep for the whole night, that will make our dough as smooth and spongy. So as a result, our bread will be that much smooth and spongy. Simple example I will give you. You may have not seen the preparation of the breads and the cakes, but you have seen the preparation of the dough, which is the mixture that will used in making of the dosa. Simple example is the dosa. Again, the dosa is one more example why the dosa mixture is prepared in the night and why it is kept for a night for its well preparation. It's only because of the action of the microorganisms only. If your dosa mixture is this much in a night time, you wake up and see in the morning, it's the level is increased there because it becomes that much spongy. When you prepare the dough and that time only if you are preparing the dosa means that it will not be that much spongy or even in the, so these all things are nothing but they plays a very important role in the food industries. So that is the lactobacillus plays a very important role in converting milk into the curd, and yeast plays a very important role in the preparation of the breads, cakes and the pastries. So as a result, if they are helpful for us, if they are useful for us, they are called as the friends. So again there are the 6 to 7 are there. So first we discussed about the in the industries. In the tomorrow classes again we will discuss about the importance of the microorganisms. So stay home, stay tuned, bye bye.